Republican Congressman Duncan Hunter and his wife were indicted earlier this week on charges of spending more than $250,000 of campaign funds on expenses that were decidedly not campaign related. Now, as of today, they've actually pled not guilty to all of those charges. But before that actually happened, Duncan Hunter was asked about the charges against him. And wait until you hear his explanation for why all of this is going on. He said, "This is the new Department of Justice. This is the Democrats' arm of law enforcement. It's happening with Trump and it's happening with me. It's politically motivated." So he doesn't say it specifically there, but his argument is this is the deep state. They're trying to take me down.
He is blaming the Jeff Sessions-led Department of Justice for being controlled by Democrats.
Yeah.
Now you'd say, well, that's the craziest thing I ever heard. Jeff Sessions is one of the most right-wing people in the country. But Donald Trump also says it. He said it in that interview with Fox News. He was talking about, oh, well, you know, it's now run by Democrats and Sessions has lost control of it, et cetera, and they're all Democrats. No, they're literally all Trump-appointed Republicans. But if you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar, all of a sudden, oh, it's a conspiracy against me. The real conspiracy is in our graphics here, and it's against Duncan Hunter Sr. because
yeah, that's not actually the person.
Yeah, that's his dad, Duncan Hunter Sr. This is Duncan Hunter Jr.
We should have made clear, we have like an aristocracy in this country where people just hand their congressional seat down to their son. That's what happened with the corrupt guy, not him. He was probably corrupt too, but we don't have any direct evidence of it right now on the show. It's his son who's going nuts. Yeah. But let's talk about specifically what's happening, because it's easy to just say it's the deep state, which is probably true. But specifically, he's facing 60 charges. Whew. To be fair, him and his wife. I love it when couples commit crimes together. I think it's really a bonding experience.
Romantic.
So the charges include conspiracy to commit wire fraud, bank fraud, the misuse of campaign contributions, and falsifying records. And look, they spent this money on a lot of different things, but I have a few favorites. One was that they bought tickets to a river dance performance, which is just about the whitest crime imaginable. And they said that it was for a fundraising event for Republican women. So it was not, it was river dance. Although I imagine many of the people there were probably, because of, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to take his dad off the screen.
I love the name so much. So let's see, he wanted to buy short pants, and they expense them as golf balls for the wounded warriors, which is just about the sickest thing imaginable. You would think Republicans would turn on him, but not. And by the way, he's a vet who bought shorts while pretending he was doing something for the vets. They spent $700.
I'm going to pause there because that's such an amazing story. So first of all, they hired his wife as a campaign manager, and I was like, oh, they're campaigning together. And then you read the story, and no, she didn't work on the campaign at all. It was just to get her a salary to steal from the people who had been giving to the campaign. Yeah. The treasurer's like, really? You're gonna hire your wife and we're gonna pay her the salary of campaign manager, okay? Yeah. And it's his wife, when he says, I need the shorts, but I ran out of money. His wife goes, just pretend it's for wounded warriors. Oh. Pretend you're buying golf balls for wounded warriors. Yeah. Go to the golf shop and get your shorts there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at the corrupt golf balls on this guy. Additionally, $700 in dental fees that they billed as a charitable contribution to Smiles for Life, which is clever, I guess. They also, but the best, and I'm sure you've heard it, they've spent $700, I think it was, maybe $600, on a plane ticket for a rabbit. I don't know if it was a rabbit they knew. Maybe it was a charitable contribution to rabbits. I don't know. And so here's the thing. We know exactly what happened here. You have a guy who was handed a congressional seat because his father was a congressman for that district. It's an incredibly Republican district, and if we recognize the name, we tend to vote for people. So they give him the seat. He didn't think he'd ever have to run in a competitive re-election bid ever again, maybe a primary, certainly not a general election. You combine that with an apparently incredible amount of financial irresponsibility in his own life, because apparently his personal bank account was overdrawn more than 1,100 times times in a 7-year period, resulting in more than $37,000 in overdraft and insufficient funds fees. Which, by the way, if you're the sort of person that produces 1,100 overdrafts and $37,000 in fees, you should really support the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau more than Duncan Hunter did.
Yeah.
And so you get all of that, and what does that lead to? A guy who thinks that the law doesn't apply to him. And all of those donations, which he largely doesn't need anyway in most electoral cycles, suddenly becomes money for steaks and wine and bunny tickets.
So that's the guy who, by the way, claims that he's going to balance the budget. You can't balance your own budget. I'm not sure I've ever seen. Even Donald Trump probably didn't know have 1,100 bank account overdraws. That's got to be a record of some sort. And he was wrong in all of his calculations in more ways than one. It turns out he has a very competitive race this time around in the 50th district. Amar Kampanijjar is running against him. He is a Justice Democrat, and he has been cleaning his clock. He's even outraising him, even though he doesn't take corporate PAC money.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so check out that campaign, by the way, compacampaign.com. That'll help get Duncan Hunter out of office if you support Amar Kampanijjar. So think about that, and I'm gonna leave you with 2 super fun facts. We talked a lot about this on last night's Old School episode. The members get that podcast. It's one of the most fun things we do. tyt.com/join to become a member and get all of our shows, including Old School. The 2 parts that I like. One, I actually like. The one part of the corruption I am in favor of. He spent $2,000 of the campaign money to buy Pittsburgh Steelers tickets. At least that's well spent, okay? And then this guy is a patriot, a true patriot. That's why the good people, conservatives of that district vote for him. He paid for money to go to an Italian vacation out of his campaign funds, okay? You might have heard that already, obviously, right? But he wanted to justify it by going to a naval base there. The Navy said, well, we don't have anything for you to see right now, so sorry, right? And he apparently said, and this is reported by his chief of staff, tell the Navy to go F themselves.
Whew.
Okay, that's your Republican patriot.
Like this video? That's great. And you never have to miss another episode of TYT by hitting the subscribe button below. And ring the bell to get notified whenever we publish a new video.